What's up, everybody? I think we are live, and I just have a few technical things here to do before we completely start. Bear with me. Sometimes this on the YouTube is a little bit different than I expect, but yeah, I think we're good. Let's see if we can clearly see. We'll also go live on Instagram. All right, that's good. Let me see if we have somebody there. I think I have to a little bit. I don't know. It doesn't look too clean. Hold on. All right, it is what it is. At least you can hear me, right? If somebody can give me a thumbs up on YouTube, so I'm gonna go at the same time on Instagram and YouTube. Hold on a second. I'm gonna make it at the same time. Okay, so I'm gonna be watching, yeah, a little bit in both. All right, here we are. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream Q&A. Of course, the topic is always tennis. We can go beyond tennis, fitness, and some discussion about mentality and approach. Everybody's welcome to join in with a question, with a comment. I'm going to be happy to answer as many as possible. And if somebody is brave enough, you can jump in and join here on Instagram live. You can join and you can directly ask a question. Anyways, to set the tone, what can be the topic if somebody has any wishes? Otherwise, I would like to talk about the serve because that was also my latest podcast. If you haven't checked it out yet, I would highly recommend it. You can go to the Spotify and you can just search 10 Fitmen and you will find all the podcasts that I think so far 58, I believe, something 50 something. I think it's almost 60 now. And yeah, I think we have some interesting topics and it's gonna be useful. All right. And please don't mind a little bit lack of energy here. I'm trying my best. It's 9 p.m. here. Super exhausted. It was a long day. Not the most difficult in terms of like the schedule. Didn't spend a lot of time on tennis court, but I did a lot of things and actually just came back from swimming. And this ear is closed. Cannot hear it. Let me see. Yeah, it's just completely closed. I just really dislike when it happens. If anybody has a suggestion, I tried everything. I tried like this thing. I tried jumping on one, and it's just still. I guess I have to see if tomorrow gets better. But I see a lot of people joining, but so far no questions. So tennis serve. I'll ask you a question, guys. And the question is, how often you train your serve besides the regular tennis trainings? So when you go on court and when you play, maybe it's a sparring, maybe it's like a practice session, and then at some point, you hit few serves and then maybe play some points. So not counting this, how often you actually take the basket of balls or maybe 10, 20 balls and then just go on the court and train your serves? I'm very curious. So answers in a chat now. I'm really, really curious. And I'm sure somebody would say never, because I would not be surprised. And then players get frustrated with the serve. They're like, how am I not improving my serve? It's so difficult. Yeah, of course. You don't train it. And just think about it in terms of percentage of your trainings. Like how much percentage you spend hitting forehands and backhands, and what is the percentage for serving? And the same goes for the return. But that's on the side. Let's kind of focus on the serve. And if you think about it, the serve could be possibly the most important shot in tennis, the most important shot, because you start half of the points on your serve, right? And you are in charge. This is actually very important if you think about it. The serve is the only shot where you actually not depending on the opponent. Like it doesn't matter who is on the other side. If you master your serve, if you develop a weapon, obviously if you have like a very good returner, it's they can get it back. But I'm saying from your side of the court, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. Whereas any other shot, it really depends on their on the incoming ball. So the serve, it's really under your control. So why wouldn't you spend much more time on the serve to develop this weapon? So that's my question here, and nobody answered because nobody wants to reveal themselves. We have one request for the video. Let's see, who is it? Yeah, literally, just send a request and I will let you join in, and hopefully we have some proper questions, tennis related. Where is Instagram? Oh, sorry, where is YouTube at? YouTube, guys, where are you at? We don't have too many people. I understand people are not willing to spend time there, but anyways, I still believe there are some people on YouTube maybe who are not on Instagram now, so I kind of can at least grab a few people there and let me know where you're from. I always like to hear. Oh, so somebody bailed out. They're not accepting the request. Here we have somebody else, Philip. So, guys, at least you can let me know where are you from. So where are you watching this from? It's always cool to see to kind of how we are connected. If you are in Brazil, US, Australia, I'm now in China, Shanghai. So it's always cool to see where we are connecting with. Okay, Philip, it's early. It's early. It means like you are in probably US or South America, somewhere over there. Poland. What's up? We have the courageous person here. What's your name? Philip? Can you hear me?
Hello. Hey,
Hey.
I'm from Italy.
Oh, Italy. Wow. Ciao ragazzi.
Ciao, bello.
Ciao
Come stai?
Bella. How's everything? How's everything there? Good?
Fine, yes, thank you. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. A little bit tired, yeah, but I kind of promised I want to go with this live stream. I want to make it like a regular thing, and it's I just don't want to bail out. So yeah, just came from swimming. It's good. Yeah.
Oh,
Where?
okay,
Which city
fine.
are you? Which city are you from?
Sorry, I can't understand.
Oh, which city? Which city in Italy?
In the northern Italy, Bolzano.
Oh
You
wow.
know, it's the northern part of Italy, South Tyrol
Okay.
mountain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds very nice. Is it close to Milan? I know Milan is north, right?
3 hours from Milan.
Oh, okay. Not that close. So what's your
300 kilometers.
what's your tennis story or a tennis? Yeah. What do you want to share?
Yes, I began only 1 year ago.
Wow. Okay. Welcome to tennis
But
world.
I'm working a lot,
Okay.
and 5 or 6 hours a week, and yeah.
Wow. Oh, you playing? So you're training tennis 5-6 hours a week?
Yes,
Okay.
tennis and specific tennis athletic performance training. So
Nice.
yeah.
How is it going so far? Are you happy with the progress?
Yes, slow progress. It's very difficult to make quick progress. So yeah.
I can understand. Have you played
Yeah.
other sports before? You must played some other sports.
No, only fitness training and snowboarding and so on. Yeah.
Okay. What? Okay, I'm very curious. What brought you to tennis? How did you get this interest in this sport? Like, was it some person, or you maybe watched some match, somebody invited you? How did you get into it?
Yes, my father invites me when I was on holiday in Italy, and since there it only exists tennis for me.
Wow, that's
It's
so
like
nice.
it's like a drug.
Wow,
You know,
that's cool.
for me. Yeah.
Even though you said it's difficult to improve, right? It's a slow progress, but you're still really into it, right?
Yeah. Yes.
How can I help you? You have any question? What would you like to talk about?
Yes, the serve. I don't know. I practice the serve only one time a week. But I think when I practice the serve and maybe I do something wrong, I especially don't know what I'm doing wrong, and so if I practice it more or often, so maybe I do the same errors always again, and I don't know if it's good or not. So yes, I don't know.
I understand.
I don't know.
I understand completely what where is your kind of worry, or your dilemma there, because I'm kind of encouraging people to practice more serves, but of course it has to be, you have to know what you're doing and what you need to do, like what you need to focus on. If or maybe you even know, you might even know like what should be your the movement and stuff, but then are you actually doing the right thing? So I always recommend recording. Do you make videos of yourself? You record it every time, and then you watch the video.
Yeah.
And it's still difficult to say if it's you doing correctly or not.
It feels correctly, but
it doesn't look correct.
Yes, there are so many details. So yeah, I don't know if how can I explain it, because I'm not so fit in English.
Okay.
Because I'm Italian.
Yes.
But maybe you can understand. So the more I do serves and maybe not observe the details, the more maybe I make difficult to.
I know, I understand.
Sorry.
So I'll tell you. I know what you want to say. You're saying the more you do it in maybe not correct way, you do it right incorrectly, and then it's more difficult to change later. You create a bad habit. So do you have somebody who can guide you? Like, do you have somebody you can at least send video, or somebody, a coach sometimes, because you need to have somebody who can explain to you, right? In this kind of video it's tough. Like, I cannot tell you, like, need to see the video, but I can just give you this general tip that you need to have somebody to confirm, or to at least guide you, guide you a little bit, to tell you what, because you're right, you said there's so many little things, so many details, you cannot think about all of them. So they need to point out the main thing, that's kind of like a main focus. You start with that to make that correct, and then you build on that the smaller ones, but they need to know what is the more important for you.
Okay.
Yes. So I would always say, like, the fundamental thing, like, I would say, make sure you have a throwing motion, right? The throwing motion. So make sure you clearly see elbows coming up. I would always say that's like the main thing, like that's the essential part to serve. And then from there you build like, is your toss correct, is your there's elements. I know. I can understand your frustration. Yeah, it's a complex
timing. I always have a wrong timing. So the coach says to let the non-dominant arm let it longer.
Yeah. Stay up. Yes.
Up. Yes.
Yeah.
But
it doesn't feel natural, right?
It doesn't work. Yes.
Yeah. I understand, but you know the good thing is like you just need to understand that it's really a long process. And you said just 1 year, so don't be very harsh on yourself. I mean, I know some players, and this is not a discouragement, but they've been training for years and they still like their serve is like pretty bad. You know, they don't spend as much time as you do, so I think you can really make progress quickly, especially if you're like really into it and you pay attention to detail. But yeah, it's just process. It takes time.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes time. Just as long as you enjoy the process, I think that's the most important. Yeah. So if you want later, you can, if you have a short video of the serve, you can send me. I will be happy to just look at it and I'll tell you maybe what I think. Yeah, I can help that much. Yeah. So
perfect.
Yeah. So just send me that, and I'm happy to hear that you recently got into tennis and that you like it. Yeah, just keep playing. Do you watch a lot? Who's your favorite player?
Is it tennis? I was in Munich.
Oh, nice.
A few days ago. There's an ATP to look at an ATP tournament, and there was Ben Shelton.
Oh wow.
There was Cerundolo. There was Mansik. I saw, who else I saw there? Hanfman. Yeah, it was great.
Who's your favorite to watch?
My favorite, Alcaraz.
Wow, you're not gonna say Italians. Okay. Alcaraz, yeah. Why? What do you like about his game?
He's so offensive. I like it. He's very aggressive like Mike Tyson.
Wow.
I like it, and
nice.
And also very friendly guy, or
humble, right? Very humble, modest,
humble.
And he's so young. I think he can still like he can still become like really like a great player. He still has a lot of room to make progress. Yes. Okay. Thanks so much, Philip. I will see if I have some other questions. Yeah. So send the video. I will be happy to send you some feedback. Yeah. Quick feedback.
Thank you very much.
Yes, welcome. And keep playing. Yeah. Don't give up.
Okay.
All right. See you next time. So let's see. I have some questions here on YouTube. Very low level, maybe 2 or 3. My ground stroke is loopy deep ball. Oh, loopy deep ball. It's almost moon ball. It's very effective for my level. So I have a question. Porsche. I saw mostly high-level player hit faster flat deep ball. Should I change my ground stroke faster? Flat deep ball in the future is a good idea or not? Wow, I need to translate English to English. It's like, sorry for my bad English. Wait, Philip is still there. How do we, Philip? Do I need to remove you or? Oh my god, I don't know how this works.
I don't know.
Oh my god, yeah. If somebody knows, yeah. I mean, you can hang out there. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't know. You have no requests. I think it's you. I think you need to. You have some option to.
Okay, maybe I exit and then
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't mind it be there. It's just. High level player hit faster flat deep ball. Should I change my ground stroke faster flat? I sorry, I cannot understand. All right, guys, maybe you can help me translate the question. It's from Porsche. My ground stroke is a loopy deep ball. It's almost moon ball. Okay, we understand that. It's very effective for my level. So I have a question. I understand. Mostly high-level player hit faster flat deep ball. Ah, okay. So should I change my ground stroke to faster deep ball? Well, that's decent question. Porsche, Porsche, and it all depends. What is your game style? What do you like to do on the court? What do you enjoy? I'm not sure if anybody enjoys to hit these moon balls, so I would definitely encourage you to. Yes, not necessarily. You don't need to hit faster, flat deep balls. Just learn to hit like heavier ball with spin, and you can create different rotations. You can hit flatter as well to level up, right? To go to the next level, you have to mix it up. You cannot just keep playing the moon balls and then wait for your opponents to make mistakes. So definitely try to learn to hit different shots. And this is for everybody out there. If you have a certain game style, that's good. You can improve it to like certain extent. You can master it, but always look for the room to learn new shots and bring some variation to your game. That's gonna make you a complete player. I hope that makes sense. And you can see this even in the best in the world. They always add some elements in their game. They work on different shots, so it's kind of fun. You always keep adding pieces to the pieces of puzzle, and you keep putting them together, and you keep building that player or like that's getting closer and closer to your full potential. We are actually never there. We're never at that potential, but you're trying to build. All right. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? Guys, and somebody, if you want to join, you're welcome. Related to serve, how to win at the butts up game. What? I don't even know the people here know the butts up game. See if we have some more serious question, but I'm okay to answer that. I don't have a very valid suggestion. The butts up game is when the losers, whatever is the game, there's a stake. How to say, the losers, or it's the loser, depends how many players playing. The loser will stand on the back side of the court facing the back fence and kind of bent over with the racket handle between their legs to cover the private area, and then the other player will be on the other side of the net, smashing like either forehand or serves, whatever shot or movement enables them to hit the fastest ball. So how to win at it? I don't know if you mean the game. Maybe you think about the butts up game. It's the whatever is the game before that, which is usually like a touch game on the service box, or you're focused on how to hit the target. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, let's see if we have any more questions. It's kind of slow tonight. I don't know what's up, guys. Let's go. Wake up. Come on, guys. Where are you from? I just got one message, one answer, and that person was from Poland. Thanks for that. So we know, I forgot what is the name. We have a person from Poland, and we have here a person from Serbia, currently in China, Shanghai. Where are we at? Hong Kong, Ka-Sing Yu. What's going on? Actually, I'm going to Hong Kong very soon, so maybe we will meet. Yeah, I'm probably going to Hong Kong for like a short trip. It's an amazing place. I love it. I like Hong Kong much more than Shanghai, but at the moment I'm here. All right, both mini tennis and how to hit the target. That's a very serious question. Hello from Kazakhstan, currently living in Dubai. What's up, Dubai? I have a good friend. He moved to Dubai from Shanghai. I heard it's amazing place. And something else I heard is that Dubai is more like real world, because in Shanghai we always say, especially for foreigners, it's kind of like it's like a bubble and it's not real. Everything is so convenient and it's just different. And then when you go out there, it's like, wow, this is reality. So, but in a good way. So I'm sure you're enjoying your time there. Yeah, let's get back to question about butts up. How to get better with the game depends what's the game. The more you play this touch games, I always do this in the beginning of trainings every time. With most of the players, we start with a mini tennis game. Touch tennis, only slice, only top spin. There is even one with a handle, and then there is the one with the bounce. So it depends what you play. I think every time you play those games, you will get better. And it's not just for the games. This is great for touch, great for the start of the trainings, the warm up, and also reactions. I think it's fun as well. So that's it. And how to hit the target better? You just gotta aim better. You just gotta practice more. If you want to hit faster, figure out what's the best way for you to swing. I actually, when I do that, I kind of swing like a, it's not even a serve, it's like a half serve, half volley or something. I kind of do it here and I can smash it so hard. Yeah, but yeah, I don't want to encourage doing that. So let's see if we have some other questions. Okay. Lad, lad, lad Vance. I like your videos. I teach kids and I try to teach your technique, mostly the elbow throwing motion. Thank you. You're welcome. I hope it works. And I know it works. So as long as the kids understand it and kind of find it fun, you figure out some way to engage them in different games. And also it's a challenge. I also have a few kids, and sometimes it's just about play. They need to always find it interesting, because you want them to keep coming back, not because of your lessons, but because of that's how they're gonna learn. If they just feel like, oh, I just go there and it's just a nightmare, I have to do everything what this boring coach tell me to do, I don't want to go. But if you make it playful, and then they really want to keep coming back, keep going for tennis, and then if they're doing the right thing in the long, you need to look at like the long term, they will learn. This is something I almost learned on my own in a recent period. I had this couple of young kids, and I'm always very strict, and I'm expecting from the kids to focus like adults and to kind of have this approach of, I want to improve, I want to learn, but of course that's not the case. So, and then sometimes, because I'm kind of perfectionist, I want everything to be done so well. And then of course kids are not always focused, that the attention span is so like short. I get a bit frustrated, I get upset, but then I kind of slowly realize that's not the point. The point is to teach them proper things, but not overboard them and force them and stuff, but find this balance. So I was really fighting with myself, like with my inner self, how to engage them in the games, because when we do some game, they're having fun, it's great, but I know this is not helping their forehand specifically, but it helps a lot to create this, how to call this, desire to come back again. And I don't want to say love for this game and whatever it represents for them at that point. I think that's more important at that very young age, to make them really enjoy and have fun. And then along the way you teach them a little bit boring stuff, but you find a way to turn it into a game. That's kind of my challenge. I think I'm succeeding in that recently, even though it's not my favorite thing to do. The kids, I feel like I should be doing much different things on court. Like the more advanced players, the better. I feel like I can contribute more there. But anyways, I think it's a lot about this kind of self-discovery. Anyways, I kind of went a bit beyond the topic, but yeah, hope that helps. Not too hard. Have you ever been the one that is a target? Oh my God, ever. I've been so many times. In US, we played that game all the time, so it was kind of brutal. Most of them start because of their parents, but when they start getting better, improving, they like coming back. That's great. That's the point. You want them to like it, to enjoy it, and then the learning will come. That's also what I'm kind of discovering. Maybe it's very obvious thing, but for me it was difficult, you know. All right, YouTube is getting a bit more alive. There you go. How have you learned your tennis techniques? Have you started since you were a kid? Okay, this is the casting you from Hong Kong. Yeah, I actually my first tennis steps, those baby tennis steps, I learned with my dad, alongside my dad, who's great player, not a pro, but he's a great player. He's playing all these senior tournaments, winning all the time. He's a champion, real champion. So he introduced this game to me, and that's how I started. That's how I entered the tennis world, because I always follow him. You know, the little kid likes to follow his dad everywhere. So it just happened that that was tennis. If he went, well, he did go a lot to like fishing, and he still does. So I would always follow him like a, how to say, like a glued stick. What is the English expression? Something that like sticks to some, like magnet, not magnet, something sticks. So I was always with him. So of course he goes to tennis. I would go there with him, watch him. He played so many tournaments, so I was always cheering. That was just like the first steps, and then I joined the tennis school. I think officially at the age of 9, and then I just got really serious from the beginning because it was very competitive. There was a lot of, that was kind of like a booming time for tennis. It was obviously before Djokovic era because we're same age, so he was still just starting. But for some reason, there was a lot of kids in the school, and only a couple were like selected to join the actual programs later. So you had to be really in it. But yeah, at the age of 9, it was really like when I started the programs. In your mini game, would you encourage to use diversified skills or just forehand and backhand ground strokes? Definitely diversified. And in mini game, you cannot really use forehand backhand. So I always say use the hammer grip, or how some coaches like to say pistol grip. For me, that's when I say hammer, I mean pistol, right? All right. So basically, it's the hammer for me. It's obviously with the trigger. So I call this like a trigger, right? When I say hammer, we don't mean actually when you hold a hammer, because this is nothing. You don't need, you cannot do much with this grip, right? So you need to have boom this way, right? Like, and then I call this a trigger, like you hold a pistol, like a toy gun. I don't want to say gun, yeah. All right. So where were we at? Would you also add slice and drop shot? Yes. As I said, there is also a slice game where you just play 2 boxes. This is a great game. 2 boxes. Oh, you cannot say box technically. It's a service box, or those rectangular areas where you serve. So you kind of take these two and then you play the slice game. And I usually give this rule that there is no fast balls. So it's all touch. And sometimes I allow one volley every point, just one volley. So you can kind of use that as a bonus. You can kind of create a point. If you have a chance, you come to the net and you can anticipate maybe and then hit like an easy, like a put away volley. So that's kind of fun. All right. So it's, yeah, pistol grip with a trigger. You got it. All right. Any other questions? Thank you so much. And yeah, Hong Kong, I'll be there. If you have any recommendation what I should visit, I've been there a few times, but always just very like briefly. I think this time I would like to go to the beach area and the village, maybe even find a apartment to stay at the village area. So, do we have other questions? Where are you at, guys? I see on Instagram there are new people joining, but then they leave. They don't want to stay. They don't want to use this chance to ask a question. I don't get it, but yeah, if you choose that, that's fine. I just want to mention about the serve one more thing, because I wanted to talk about the serves, right? So importance of serving regularly, but also having the right plan, and really depends on where you are at, what's your level, at which stage you are now. for developing your serve. And this is why I would just recommend you to go and check the podcast. So I'm not like now going through all this. I think I gave like a really nice, like, how to say, sequence of exercises and maybe some idea how you can train, and depends on which level you are at. But for now, here I would just maybe share the way I was training my serve, and that is, of course, I would have a session with a coach. I think I would have once or twice a week. This was in my early stage of like development. Once or twice a week, I would have private, and then the rest of the days a group session with like two or three other teammates. So it's not like a very big group. So coach, it's the same coach. They still kind of focus on us, and they can still help us with technique. So I would learn some basics and fundamentals there with a coach, and then I would spend time on my own to train the serve. Apart from that, I would always give myself this challenge, and I think I started this around when I was 12 years old, like still such a kid, such a little boy. And I would take tennis ball and I would put that in the corner. You can imagine tennis ball target, not those gigantic like cones, or even they're smaller, but they put like 4 or 5. I do that for some of my players. It's kind of easier to hit it, but no. When I did it, it was just tennis ball target, and then my goal is to hit it. And sometimes the magic happens after 5, 10 serves, and sometimes I feel like, that's not fair. It's a little bit lucky. I know it takes time. I need to hit like a lot of good serves. I think when you get to the point that after maybe 20, 30 minutes, especially if you play on clay, if you train on clay and you can see all the marks, you should see the whole corner filled with marks. And then maybe a few out wide and long, but percentage wise, you should see a lot of marks. I have some photos from those periods, maybe a bit later, but I still train serve even when I started coaching. Sometimes I would just step on the court and do the serves. So I think that's a good reference point to see if you can hit majority of the serves in that similar area. And sometimes, of course, you will eventually hit the target. So challenge yourself with small targets. I think it also makes the whole process more interesting and fun. You get engaged. Wow, it's so hard to speak. I would like somebody to join, and we can hear more about your stories, so I don't talk only from here, from this side, or at least I have some other questions. Wow, we have so many questions here from the same person, Casting you. Okay, this is more answering my question for Hong Kong. Most areas are well served by public transportation. Stay on outlying islands. Oh, I'm gonna take a screenshot here, even though I'm gonna do some research as well. Thanks for answer. Thanks for suggestions. Chang Chao, Lang Tao, or the new territories, Sai Kung, which is close to the sea. Okay, is semi-western grid the best? How long should a mini tennis last? I cannot say which grip is the best, even though compared to the extreme ones, which is western and maybe eastern, this is kind of in between, so therefore it could be maybe better option, but really depends on your style. If you are like to hit heavy topspin and stay further back, then you can go more extreme. Or if you want like to stay close to the baseline, play more aggressive, go more on at the net, attack, then can maybe go even eastern or closer to eastern. And the min tense game, I would say 10-15 minutes in the beginning of the training. It's a good starting point. All right, guys, I'm really getting close to be out of battery here, both mentally, physically, emotionally, really drained out. And I would appreciate if maybe a couple more questions, and then we can wrap it up. Let me know if I gave you some ideas for the serves. I can share some more examples for the exercises. For example, the percentage. you should definitely work on your serve percentage, both first and second. How you can do that? I would recommend first serve not more than 20 serves at a time. So I usually like count 20 balls and put them next to you, so you know it's 20. You don't need to count how many you hit. You just count how many you make. And you do that on the due side. You can choose the corner. So here you got to be careful. You don't want to go too small of a area. It's enough to just draw the line or put some marker to choose to mark half of the service box, and then you just go there. So it's either wide or T area, and you go for 20 serves, count how many you make. Again, you first count total 20, so you don't have to worry about the number of how many you hit, just count how many you make. And then at the end, how you get percentage, multiply by 5, and then you're gonna get out of 100 how many you made, right? If you make 13, that means it's 65%. I would say your goal should be 70 for the first serves, which means 14 out of 20. And here by first serve, I mean you go for a fast ones. It doesn't mean 100% power. You should always add a little bit of rotation, and that's where you build a percentage serve on your first serve. So it has to be a fast one. You have to go for it, but not fully like wild and then totally flat. Make sure you have some rotation. And then for the second serve, you can go more serves. Oh, sorry. For the first serve, so this is the first half. You do 20, then you take break. You don't want to hit too many of these kind of big serves in a row. After 20, get some rest, sit down. Imagine it's a changeover, pick up some balls, and then you can do the same on the outside. So it's like the two halves of the percentage test, how you can call it. For the second serve, you can go up to 50 serves, even though the second serve should also be very fast motion. So it doesn't mean it's much easier on the shoulder, but we assume you're gonna not like use so much power and energy, even though you should. But second serve, you go for 50 serves, count how many you make, and believe it or not, you should not aim for 50. Like ideal score should not be 50 out of 50, right? We don't want to get 100%. And you might be surprised. You might think, what are you talking about? But here, actually, the point is that you don't want to have too safe second serve. And you also want to apply that in your training. Why? Because if you start just aiming to make the serve in the box, you start pushing, you develop this habit, and then in the match, any better player, they will punish you. So in the training, you gotta, even though your goal is to make as many as possible, you still need to go for a bit more. Go for that heavier kick, heavier slice, and it's okay to miss some. It's okay. I remember this one time. There was a coach, and he challenged us. We were still like juniors, teenager players, and he said, "Go out there, do 50-second serves, and come back later. Let me know how many you got." Right? And I was there, and I, started like kicking, and I kind of had really good confidence in my second serves. And I'm like 1, 2, 3, dot, 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 dot. Like I'm so locked in. And then as I move on, 30 and 35, 40, I don't miss, and I'm getting a bit tight, but I want to make all of them. Like I want to impress the coach. I want to make all of them. And then at the end, 48, 49, the last one, boom, I make it 50 out of 50. And I'm like, yes. And I'm running to this coach. I'm sprinting. I'm so excited. I want to, impress him. And then guess what? He's like, that's not good. What do you mean you got 50? That's impossible. That means it's not aggressive enough. You need to put more on that serve. But then I think it's, who knows, maybe you can still hit very aggressive and make all 50. That's amazing. But in general, it's okay to miss a few, right? All right, we have another request. Let's see if we have somebody join us here for another live questions. Ali, okay, let's see if we can accept it. Nick, how long? Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. Okay, Nico Vergara Luzuna. What tension, thickness, and type of strings do you recommend to be able to add more power shots while still maintaining some control? 25 kg, that's my number. I sometimes go to 24, maybe if it's like it's getting colder. So it depends on the weather. You can alternate, or you can kind of change up the tension. Now, in terms of the thickness and type of strings, honestly, I'm not really obsessed with that, and I don't think that's gonna matter so much. If we talk about some club level, intermediate level players, of course, if we go advanced, if we go pro, they're like fine margins. But for more power, I'm not so good with strings. I use this very simple poly string. Check this out. It's just poly, right? And this brand is a Taiwanese brand, TAAN, TAN, and it's super cheap. Like you wouldn't believe. It's like so cheap, and it's so endurable. Like I break once in a month or something, and pretty happy with it. Good control. At this point, I don't need more. Now the thickness, I think when I competed, I think the best for me was like 1.25 millimeters, right? 1.25, and then I used which strings I used. I also did some poly. Yeah. So yeah, Taiwan string 10. Uh, I hope that gives you some idea. Oh, we had somebody to join us, but then I think they disappeared. Let me see again. Oh, so there's another person. Sorry, guys. So if you get in, right, just go ahead and shoot a question, or you can just let us know something about your tennis story and how can we help you make progress and develop. So I'm gonna answer one or two more, and then let's wrap it up. It's approaching 10 p.m. I still have to eat dinner. No dinner yet, and I need to make a daily post for today, the daily workout. Today is going to be a bit easier to edit because it's just swimming and I cannot make videos in the swimming pool. Whew. All right. Felipe. Oh, greetings from Latin America. Chile. What's up, Chile? Thanks so much. Chile, not Chile. Sorry. Chile. I don't know how to pronounce. Of course I know Chile. And then another person. Felipe Rodrigo. It's very good, your channel. Thanks a lot. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for that. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're welcome. Wow, so we have 3 different people from Chile. Nice. Thank you so much. Chile, I'm gonna remember this. I need to go there. Didn't know there's a lot of tennis people in Chile. Chile. Sorry, we have a restaurant here in Shanghai. It's called Chili's. So I'm like kind of a little bit confusing that. All right. Thanks. Love the videos. Greetings from India. What's up, India? I have some good friends here from India. We recently had some birthday event, and it was really interesting. They did all the Indian rituals, right? For the birthday, they did this special plate with some spices, and then they put the thing here, and then there was some music. It's kind of cool. The most hardworking tennis coach on YouTube. Thanks so much. I'm just trying to share the journey here. Actually, on YouTube, yeah, I mean, I'm sharing some videos on Shorts, but I think I share much more on Instagram in terms of the daily workouts and stuff. I think that takes the most time. And even though those videos are basically performing the worst, maybe even not maybe definitely even hurting my channel and stuff, but I just really want to share my journey, my process, and all these things. So I hope it brings some value there. All right. Turkey. What's up, Turkey? Such a nice place. Been there. Really, really amazing food, and the sea. And I think people are also great. So very, very exotic place. I highly recommend it, and I would definitely need to go there again. A lot of good players from Chile. Yeah, Gonzalez, Rios, Masu, Tabilo. beat Djokovic twice in a row on clay. Unbelievable, yeah. What's your favorite player that is on tour? Okay, this is a good question. Your tips are wonderful. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Favorite player currently. To be honest, I'm not really watching much. Just some highlights when they pop out. Like I'm not really following one player. Of course, don't want to be biased, but yeah, I definitely support Novak. He's just up there, one of my favorite ones to watch. It's just very special when you watch him, you know him, and then you just know the whole story like from the beginning. So it's just different. It's not just like a random player. But before I was really actually there was eras where I really was obsessing with Federer. It was in this earlier stage where I think definitely before Novak and then just before Rafa when Roger is just so dominant. And I remember it's just like it was so fascinating to watch because that the perfection, the style he had, it just looked unreal. It looked like he's not a human. When he's there, every shot is like perfect. So that was, and he would do that with such ease. That was amazing. And then Rafa came along. He was so, how to say, exciting player to watch on clay court. Remember those early years with like a sleeveless shirt and the long like 3/4 pants. He was just like this young animal, and it was like so exciting. I think it was very inspirational for me as well. Like it was so. I think back then this was still I was competing. Maybe it was just around my college, before college, still playing some tournaments. Always fun to watch him, and you get so inspired. But they're now retired, right? Uh, I like to watch Monfi, and he's very exciting. I think so many different things there on court, mostly athletics, but also great touch, so much power. You never know what's going to happen. And of course, some players, not in terms of behavior and attitude, but just the way they play, their their hands, the touch, their mind, the style. For example, Nick Kyrgios is just fascinating to watch. It's just behavior on the side and attitude, but just looking at the tennis style and the tennis mind, I think that's fascinating. No, Federer will not return. No. What do you think about? Oh, is your Patreon account still active? Oh, that's a good question. I think it should be. I just did not open that for a long time. Yes, it's just been many things going on. But yeah, no excuse. Federer, is the scientific advancement on rackets and strength making tennis less interesting? It seems that it has become a game of strength and power playing from the baseline. Yeah, I understand the question. Could be. Yeah, it's more difficult to go to the net. Some players still do it. I really appreciate them a lot. It's just more fun. There's, when you watch, there's some highlights. Just every now and then, okay, those highlights, the point of the week, whatever, is going to be this long rallies, right? But it's usually what happens after like some ground strokes, is some drop shot, and then or coming to a net, and then a lob, and then some volley. These are the most exciting points. I wish more people would play that. For me as well, it's more fun to play serve and volley coming up to net. I did that for the last few years of my competitive like career. I hope I will still be able to play some and yeah, do some serve and volley for sure. For sure. It's coming. All right, guys, it's been 1 hour almost. Thanks so much. I think I answered a few questions. Was not bad. Appreciate the interactions and hope you continue your tennis journey. Keep practicing, enjoy the process, keep improving. I think that's what it's about. That you always find ways to put those pieces of puzzle together. And as I like to say, when you're practicing, you should think that you are in this tennis lab, you're experimenting, and you're this tennis scientist, and you try to find your best formula or equation for your style, how you can build your best, your best game. So you are experimenting, and it's fine to make mistakes, discover different ways. I think internet is a good place if you stick to some good resources. I think there are really really high quality information out there, amazing coaches and really passionate ones. I think yeah, you should go for that, and then always learn something from all these people, and you can definitely keep improving. Ideally, if you have some great coach nearby in person to kind of guide you, but I think all of us online who are kind of sharing the journey and giving some tips, I think that can also work. Not I think, I know, I believe. So yeah, that's it. We can kind of finish on that. Why take 30 plus minutes of rallying to get my forehand good as last time? Sometimes it's not easy to get a rhythm. Totally normal. You're not gonna feel every day 100%. Your female student is improving so much. Very inspirational. Hugs from New Zealand. Wow. Thanks so much. Yeah, female student. I think I know who you mean, and she will really, how to say, she will shock everybody very soon. We're gonna make more videos. Yeah, she's very determined. So looking forward to that. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Appreciate all the support, all the feedbacks, and then all the interactions, the questions. Anytime you can send questions. If I see them, I will like to answer, like in DMs, messages, and you have some suggestions for future videos. It's always so nice and so refreshing. So don't hesitate. If you have any recommendations or ideas, hey Milan, I was thinking, after this live stream, it would be so great in the future you can make videos about this. The more specific you go, the more narrow it's better for me, because I think I covered so many things. So the more specific, or give me a problem, here is it. And another, like, a favor, I'm asking for a favor. Next time when you play a match or you train, and you catch yourself in some moment where you're struggling a bit, something doesn't work, or you have this difficulty. It could be in a match, the situation there, it could be in the training, you have some problem, right? Specific one. Just write it down immediately after that session, and then when you have a chance, just send it over to me. Like, write it down, write a text, send me. It's going to be amazing. I would be so happy to hear about it, and then I can make some video in future, or if nothing else, I can just give you some answer. So that would be it. That would be it. Have a great evening, great Easter. Thanks so much. Nice stream. Thank you. Welcome. What books would you recommend for tennis philosophy? There is the only, I think I read two. One is the Agassi Open. It's mind blowing. So interesting, so refreshing, and really inside of the, like, the mind of one of the greatest ever. And it's so, yeah, shocking. But I think it's great to read. And then also the inner side of tennis. I think I read that a while ago. And there is also Winning Ugly. I think those are the few I know. So I'm sure there are many others. Also Vic Braden. This is the tennis fundamentals. He's like OG, the old school. So it's gonna help a lot. That's it, guys. I have to eat. It's 10 p.m. Need to kind of wrap up the day. Thanks so much. And yeah, I'll see you next time. It should be on Thursdays. I will do my best to deliver. And on other days, you have different things. Like on Tuesdays, I always upload a podcast on Spotify, Instagram every single day. Here, morning time, I upload the video on the tips, tennis technique tips, and then in the evening, it's the daily workouts, and I also add the tennis tips which I do during that day from like the sessions on that day. So I think you can always get some good, how to say, good suggestions there. I will give you some tips. And what else? YouTube, I'm trying always on Sundays. Now it's not going to be maybe every Sunday. I tried. If not every Sunday, then it's every other Sunday, the long form videos. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you again so much, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Play some tennis and keep improving. All right.